Okay, hey there. Sorry the lighting in here is not too great, but I only have, I don't really have a great camera or anything. I'm just going to use my phone for this. I haven't really done any of these before, so this is going to be my first stab at it, so I think it's okay. This is a video response to Frank at channel 33 RPM. Frank, just wanted to say that's a great channel. I'm getting addicted to your show. I can't stop watching it. It's just awesome, and have you inspired me to sort of share my albums as well. So I might make other videos. I don't know, but I'm gonna at least post my 10. Now, people might not consider this as the top 10 essential rock albums. I kind of had a hard time just picking top 10 essential rock albums, so I kind of went with a different view on it, and I went with the fact of I would just pick the 10 albums that I know I could not live without on vinyl. So a lot of stuff was not included, like any of the Beatles stuff, any of my favorite albums that aren't available on vinyl or that are only on CD. For example, I don't have any of those included. This is just stuff out of my vinyl collection, and 10 albums that I could just not bear imagining being without. I have in the past sold a bunch of my records, and I have even one of these at least, I had to rebuy because I sold, and then I was like, what am I, an idiot? But anyway, these are my 10. I'll go through them quick here with you. I don't want to drag it too long. But number 10, The Police Synchronicity. Bought this album when it came out when I was 10. Well, this is the second one. This is the other copy I had to get after the fact, because that was one of the records that I sold. When I sold a bunch of my records, I kind of thought, oh, I'm going to get all these on CD. I'll get them all again. And I did get the box set of the Police with all their albums. But then I was like, I wanted to have this one back on vinyl. So that is Synchronicity from start to finish. Out of all the Police albums, it's just a stellar record, and it just can't be replaced. Like Sting was right when they said they got to this point in their career, they couldn't get any better. That's why they cut it short. So they're right on that one. So it's awesome. Next one here is Midnight Oil's Diesel and Dust. Fantastic sounding album. I can't. Anyone who has a turntable or anyone who has a stereo, decent sounding, I believe, should listen to this album. It's a fantastic record. I can't imagine listening to it in any other format. Next one, out of my punk love, as SNFU's "If You Swear You'll Catch No Fish." I have a personal love with SNFU. SNFU have got me through my teenage years, let's just say that much, and did a lot for me. And this album is my personal favorite out of all of their albums. With songs like I Forget and He's Not Getting Older, He's Getting Bigger, Snapping Turtle, Better Homes and Gardens, Where's My Legs? It's phenomenal. Anyone, if you can own one SNFU album, this is the one. And a lot of people would say no one else wanted to play, but no, I'd say it's this one. And then going into the punk, well, not really the punk, but it's kind of the metal scene. The band who brought a lot of the metal and punk, mixed them together and kind of broke through that barrier. This album here, Stormtroopers of Death, Speak English or Die, will always remain a favorite for me, just because of it's hilarious, and it's heavy, it's rocking, and it will always be a mainstay. All right, next one here is out of my collection, Television Marquee Moon, Tom Verlaine, and probably one of the best alternative albums ever released. Just a stellar recording. Friend of mine, we heard this first on the radio when we were younger and kids, and heard Marky Moon and Torn Curtain, and it was just. And then I did have a little bit of a hard time with this one in some ways, but I decided if I was to go with one Zappa album only, I definitely pick this one, because this is my favorite year, the years of Zappa. Zappa and the Mothers with Roxy and Elsewhere. We loved this album. We used to listen to this album all the time, and just played it back to back all the time. Just wore it out ridiculously, and always knew that there was there was a video for it was recorded, and it just never was going to come out. We're like, oh, it's never going to come out. But then, lo and behold, a little while ago they released it and put that out. Woo! Anyway, that's that. And probably my favorite albums of all time, staple, would be XTC's Drums and Wires. You can't beat this one. You really can't. Making Plans for Nigel, Helicopter, Scissorman, too good. Next one, Pink Floyd, The Final Cut. That was the last album that Roger Waters did with them, and this is my personal favorite. I could listen to this from start to finish, end to end. It's just fantastic, and I really think this one and then Roger Waters' Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking, those two together are could be a 2-record set. It's beautiful. And then probably out of my metal stuff collection, I had a hard time depending on which one it would be, but I decided to go with this one, Welcome to the Club, Kick-Axe. I was having a hard time whether to pick Vices or whether to pick Welcome to the Club, but I guess I just have more of a connection to Welcome to the Club out of the two. I know a lot of heavy metal hardcores out there would say, no, the Vices is definitely the best one with Heavy Metal Shuffle, but I don't know. There's some their harmonies. No other band had harmonies like this in the metal scene in that day, and I really wish that they did better. Like they did not get the recognition that they deserved, I believe. And then my last album, not least, of course, none of these were in any sort of order. Another one, start to finish. Pleasure Principle, Gary Newman, Two-Way Army. But this was his one of his breakout solos when he broke off away from Two-Way Army. Front to back, fantastic album, and really great one to be spinning off the vinyl. So, but thanks for listening to me. That's it. Hopefully the light wasn't too bad there, and thanks a lot.